Back when I was a kid, McDonald's was a treat. It was exciting. It was fun. Now, I don't want my kids to eat there. I don't want them eating junk food. Franchisees in California share their struggle with unprecedented impact of new minimum wage. The new $20 minimum wage increase kicked in on April 1st. And this person saying layoffs are the last thing he's considering. But if he wants to keep the business open, he's got to make some changes. Let's see what it says here. This person, his name is Scott. Scott Roderick is considering higher menu prices and reduced hours, saying that laying off staff is the last thing he's considering. The last 12 days since this unprecedented law impacted franchisees in California has literally been a whirlwind. Frankly, it feels like an eternity. I realize that my customers' appetite for higher prices is not unlimited. So when I can take price relative to margin pressure, it has to be done thoughtfully and with a plan. Charging $10 for an Egg McMuffin or $20 for a Big Mac for me is a non-starter. Yet, that's what we're seeing out there. In anticipation of the new law, Roderick lifted his prices 5 to 7% in January and March. He says more economic efforts are necessary. Right now, the focus is on survival. He owns 18 McDonald's franchisees in California, warned that the new law is likely to have an unprecedented impact on California's franchise business model. Price is the lever that independent business owners like myself can look at to relieve this extraordinary, unprecedented impact on the franchise business in California. But there's other things too. We've got to somehow grow revenue and reduce costs in my P&L to survive. This guy's looking at pizza rolls there. This is my family's 50th year in the McDonald's business, and I plan on fighting and surviving for another 50 years. It'll be a combination of price. It'll be a combination of looking at capital expenditures, being judicious about labor efficiencies, and trying to grow my market share. Basically, dude just says he's looking to automate. He's looking for robots. He's looking at what can he do to keep his business open. His family's been in business for 50 years, but he's also saying there's no possible way that I can keep all the staff that I have now on at the hours that they have now and still keep the business open. Despite the law, McDonald's franchise owners stress laying off employees is the very last thing he's considering. But we all know that it's only a matter of time. I spent a lot of discussion on the subject as restaurants closing restaurants, laying off people. Frankly, in my organization, that's the very last thing we're looking at. I have 800 people, 800 human beings that run my restaurants. It's the last thing I'm ever looking at. The drastic way fast food franchisees have combated the new minimum wage law is moving their business elsewhere. But he said that's definitely been something that's crossed his mind more than a few times. Right now, the focus is on survival. And a third generation daughter has just joined the business. So the question I have to ask her is whether she believes her next 50 years should be in a place like California, grinding it out, or operating a franchise somewhere else like the great state of Texas might be smarter to do, right? Yeah, it's not just McDonald's. It's really everywhere across the board. But McDonald's is kind of taking the hit on the chin because everybody considers McDonald's to be like peak fast food, right? Even though McDonald's is peak fast food, that doesn't mean it's good for you. It doesn't mean you want to eat it. I frankly avoid McDonald's. I will not eat there. And a lot of it has to do with the cost cutting measures, right? You look at, dude, I can't even smell McDonald's anymore without being disgusted by it. Like, it's just so nasty. And I think they lost their way many years ago. Back when I was a kid, McDonald's was a treat. It was exciting. It was fun. Now, I don't want my kids to eat there. I don't want them eating junk food. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that over the years, they wanted to reduce costs as much as they possibly could. And subpar ingredients have led to a subpar experience at McDonald's. And now, since they're peak fast food, I think a lot of people are saying, I'm done with this, right? I'm going to eat somewhere else. I'm done with McDonald's. Maybe they're heading over to Chipotle. I love a good burrito bowl. How about you? And Chipotle, looking at the signals here in Outlier, actually shows a buy signal on March 22nd. Now, Chipotle is one of those like ludicrously high stocks that probably should be split. It's at $2,800, nearly $29, actually close to $3,000 now since the signal came through. And yeah, I think a lot of people are looking at other alternatives, other fast casual alternatives to McDonald's, and something like Chipotle comes up here. Looking at the historical data here using Outlier, would see a 144.87% return following these exact buy and sell signals right here on your screen. So if you want to get access to these buy and sell signals, be sure to head over to outlier.com. That's OVTLYR.com to see what outliers win. Now let's take a look at this. McDonald's franchise says fast food will be unaffordable if she raised prices enough to cover the new $20 minimum wage. This person says that if she wanted to raise her prices to offset the minimum wage, it would be unaffordable. It literally said that twice. She owns 21 McDonald's restaurants in California. All right, let's scroll down here. What if you just add a small bakery to the McDonald's? Okay, that was pretty funny. So that has to do with the fact that Governor Gavin Newsom had a carve out specifically worded in a way that Panera Bread was able to avoid paying the $20 minimum wage because of some sort of bakery rule. And it really just goes to show the corruptness of politicians, because he has a friend who owns many Paneras, and apparently the friend got to him, right? So I guess Panera is not going to be raising their prices, right? Surely not. Of course they will. This person says, fix the damn ice cream machines. What's the profit hit? 1.2 to $1 million a year? Should I cry for here? No, I think it's going to be a hell of a lot more than that. I don't think you understand that labor is by far the biggest expense on every business's balance sheet, right? You've got to have labor in order to make the business work. And so you've got to have humans there. And it's the only way to get your product out the door. So labor is by far the most expensive thing for any business out there. So be sure to click one of the 2 videos that YouTube's showing you right now. It thinks you're going to love those, and continue to watch more. Thank you so much for tuning in today's Outlier Live. I'll see you on the next episode.